The content of this clip has elicited strong reactions from various communities, particularly those identifying as coloured. So much so that the Human Rights Commission says the matter is receiving priority attention. It says the comments made in the clip come at a bad time when South Africa is seeking social cohesion and patriotism.
They've apologized, but we said no apology. You can't do hate speech and racist statements and then apologize afterwards as if nothing has happened. We have seen how people in this country has been taken to court for hate speech, and they paid for it. And they paid both monetary and in terms of community services. So we're saying no, apology is not enough. They have to appear before the commission. And the commission as such are preparing the internal investigation together with the complaints that are there to ensure that people that does spread hate speech and stigmatize and put people in boxes and groups in boxes. You know, we are completely opposed to that. We're all South African citizens, and we need to act in unison, even if we disagree with one another. But as citizens, we need to build the patriotism in this country.
While some young people believe the reactions to the podcast are much ado about nothing, others feel that there should be no place in South Africa with its painful and divisive history for the kinds of utterings made.
I'm not offended, but I feel like because we are in a country where freedom of speech is okay, but I feel like you should always watch like what you say, because people do take offense. Some people don't. Everyone is different. That's my take on it.
Like I feel like they normally talk a lot of mad stuff on there. Like that's just their view, man. Like that's how they see it. But we don't chow our cousins, man. We don't chow our families. But they like to make statements and stuff. And that's the only way you're gonna get people to view your channel. So I respect them for doing that because they're getting the views they're wanting.
I personally think it's a nice show. They're just making their own thing. But like for this current incident that they made, I think they should just humble themselves and go apologize to the colored people for what they said. That's all. But then otherwise their show, there's nothing wrong with their show. They're just people, our age mates, they're just trying to make a living like all of us. So they just chose to like take the wrong step. Like the things they said, they should just humble themselves and go apologize.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that people can say such things and claim it to just be free speech, because it's very easy to say what's on your mind, but you can keep it to yourself. You know, not everything has to be blurted out, especially not so openly like the way he did on that podcast. Saying something as derogatory and so generalizing, it's like, what's the point?
They were wrong about what they said, but I think the ones that are dealing with the issue are taking it a little bit too far. They should have been corrected in such a way that will have educated them and then educate other people also who thinks like the people who talked on the podcast, not to go to court, cancel them or so on and so on, because this just escalates the hate between these two races.
That was a crazy take, okay, you know, applying such a stereotype to just one group of people that's not even true at all. I mean, have we like learned nothing, you know, be inclusive to everyone? I mean, it's really hard when people are out there doing these things, and I feel like there's a difference between freedom of speech and just being a terrible person and saying these really, really nasty things.
It's like, I think there are two ways you can look at it, because like they're sharing their opinions at the end of the day. But I feel like there are some other things which need to be kept to yourself, because like they have a lot of viewers, and like people who are watching are youth people, and like most of the time we get influenced by what they say. So I don't think it was a good thing.
I don't think it's right what they did, because they are very judgmental. Those who say that thing about colors, they take one look at colors, then they think we're the bad guys because the way we are. But I don't think it's really so. They don't know the backstory of what we what trauma we all went through. But that's what they said. I don't think that is true.
The only reason why there's so much attention on it is because it's a different race. this podcast has been bashing, well, making fun of black South Africans for a very long time, more particularly black women, and the only reason why people are getting attention on it is because it's a different race.
The Human Rights Commission says this issue should be the cornerstone of the planned national dialogue.
Without inclusivity of all those in this country to be recognized, that they are being recognized, you will not have a successful national dialogue. And therefore, this is one of the cornerstones, is to say, how do we build a patriotism? How do we build a South Africa that everybody, even if we disagree, even if we belong to different political parties, even if we speak different languages, even belong to different denominations or religion, but we must recognize ourselves as proudly South African.
The Chapter 9 institution says this matter should not be exploited, but that it be allowed to do its work. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.